Welcome back to our channel where we explore the delightful world of Portuguese cuisine. Today, we're diving into the sweet, fragrant world of Bolo De Arroz, or Portuguese rice cake. This traditional pastry is a beloved staple in Portugal, but did you know there are some fascinating facts about it that many people don't know? Let's get started. Bolo de Arroz is a traditional Portuguese rice muffin, known for its unique texture and subtle lemony flavor. It's a perfect companion for a cup of coffee or tea and can be found in bakeries all over Portugal. The key to making the perfect Bolo de Arroz lies in its simple yet carefully selected ingredients. Rice flour is the star of the show, giving the cake its distinctive texture. But here's a lesser-known fact. Traditionally, these cakes are wrapped in paper sleeves before baking. This isn't just for presentation. It helps the cakes rise properly and keeps them moist. Bolo de Arroz has been a part of Portuguese culture for over a century. Its origins can be traced back to the late 19th century when rice was a more accessible ingredient in Portugal compared to wheat. This made rice flour an economical choice for baking. Did you know that Bolo de Arroz is gluten-free when made with pure rice flour? This makes it a great option for those with gluten sensitivities. Additionally, rice flour is easier to digest than wheat flour, making these cakes a lighter option for your stomach. Different regions in Portugal have their own twists on Bolo de Arroz. For instance, in some areas, bakers add a splash of port wine to the batter for a richer flavor. In others, they might use orange zest instead of lemon. These regional variations add a unique touch to each bite. Today, many modern bakeries are experimenting with Bolo de Arroz. You can find versions with added ingredients like chocolate chips, almonds, or even a touch of coconut. These creative variations are a testament to the pastry's versatility. Another interesting fact is the way these cakes are baked. The traditional method involves using a high initial temperature to help the cakes rise quickly, followed by a lower temperature to bake them through. This technique gives Bolo de Arroz its characteristic rise and fluffy texture. Now for the best part, the taste test. Bolo de Arroz is perfect with a cup of strong Portuguese coffee, known as pica. The cake's mild sweetness and the coffee's bitterness create a delightful balance. Trust me, this is a match made in heaven. Have you ever wondered why Bolo de Arroz is traditionally baked with a paper wrapper? This unique feature dates back to its early days when bakers used parchment paper to help the cakes rise evenly and maintain their shape. The wrapper also helps keep the cakes moist by preventing the outer layer from drying out too quickly during baking. The history of Bolo de Arroz is closely tied to Portugal's rich history of trade. During the Age of Exploration, Portuguese traders brought back a variety of spices and ingredients from their colonies and trading posts. The inclusion of citrus zest in Bolo de Arroz is a nod to this era, as lemons and oranges were among the goods traded and integrated into Portuguese cuisine. Rice flour was not just an economical choice but also a practical one. In regions where wheat was scarce or expensive, rice flour became a popular alternative for baking. This contributed to the widespread adoption of rice-based pastries like Bolo De Arroz across Portugal. In Portugal, Bolo De Arroz is often served to guests as a symbol of hospitality. Offering this delicacy to visitors showcases the host's warmth and generosity, making it more than just a delicious treat but also a meaningful gesture in Portuguese culture. The level of sweetness in Bolo de Arroz can vary depending on the region and personal preference. Some recipes call for a generous amount of sugar, making the cakes quite sweet, while others use less sugar to allow the natural flavors of the rice and lemon zest to shine through. While lemon zest is a common addition to Bolo de Arroz, some bakers add a touch of vanilla to their recipes. This secret ingredient enhances the overall flavor profile, adding a subtle depth and richness to the cakes. With the growing interest in health-conscious eating, some modern versions of Bolo de Arroz are made with less sugar and incorporate whole-grain rice flour. These healthier versions retain the traditional taste while offering a better nutritional profile. Bolo de Arroz is especially popular during festive seasons in Portugal, such as Christmas and Easter. During these times, bakeries often produce larger quantities, and the cakes are enjoyed as part of the holiday feasts. While Bolo de Arroz is often paired with coffee, it is also commonly enjoyed with tea. The light, fluffy texture and citrusy notes of the cake complement the delicate flavors of herbal and green teas. Bolo de Arroz has inspired other Portuguese desserts. For example, some modern pastry chefs have created fusion desserts that combine the flavors of Bolo de Arroz with other traditional treats like pastéis de nata or bolo de mel. In many Portuguese households, Bolo de Arroz is a breakfast favorite. Its light and fluffy texture makes it an ideal start to the day, often enjoyed with a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice or a cup of hot cocoa. Bolo de Arroz is sometimes featured in cultural celebrations and festivals across Portugal. These events celebrate the country's rich culinary heritage, and traditional pastries like Bolo de Arroz play a central role in the festivities. Beyond Portugal, Bolo de Arroz has gained popularity in Portuguese-speaking communities around the world, particularly in Brazil and parts of Africa. It's fascinating to see how this humble cake has crossed borders and found a place in diverse cultures. Bakers emphasize the importance of using fresh, high-quality ingredients when making Bolo de Arroz. Fresh eggs, real butter, and ripe lemons make a significant difference in achieving the cake's signature flavor and texture. Baking powder plays a crucial role in the recipe for Bolo de Arroz. This leavening agent is carefully measured to ensure the perfect consistency. Rice is a staple in Portuguese cuisine, not just in desserts like Bolo de Arroz, but also in savory dishes. Arroz de pato, duck rice, and arroz de marisco, seafood rice, are just a few examples of the country's diverse rice-based dishes. Many traditional Portuguese bakeries have their own closely guarded family recipes for Bolo de Arroz. These recipes are often passed down through generations, each adding their unique twist to the classic pastry. And there you have it, folks, the delicious and intriguing world of Bolo de Arroz. Whether you're a seasoned baker or just a lover of Portuguese pastries, I hope you've learned something new today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tasty adventures.